Hello, this is a video to help you set up the water pumps to use in lesson 16 of the 7.6 unit. We're going to start with preparing a little extra battery pack that just powers the pump. Now, your kit may have come with one of either of these things. You may have something that looks like this, or it may look like this. If it looks like this, you're already good to go. However, if it came like this, you need to prepare it. So you get rid of the white thing because we're actually going to hook these wires up to other things. So what you'll do is you'll take a wire cutter and you're going to snip right there. And I want to reuse this so I won't actually do it. In a pinch, maybe scissors could work too. And then what you need to do is you need to strip the wires just a little bit, maybe 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch at most. And to do that, you basically find the right place in your wire stripper. These are going to be fairly thin wires so that it's snug, and you're going to pull so that you pull off a little bit of that insulation. Okay? You'll also need to do the same thing potentially with your pumps if there's not enough wire exposed at the end here, because we want 1/2 an inch, no more than 1/2 an inch, more like 1/4 inch exposed so we can actually attach some wires. Once you've done that, the next step is to attach it to what's called the relay. We haven't seen these yet, but we can think of the relay at this point in time as something of a converter between the easy plug shield and just bare wires. So our wires are going to go in these little holes. So we're going to use the left one and the middle one right here. So I'm going to unscrew these just a bit. I'm not going to actually pull them out, but I'm going to loosen them so that when I put in a wire, I can then tighten it around that wire. And we're going to put the black wires in here. The black wire in the pump we'll do first. This one's actually a little harder because it's so thin. And you're going to put it in the hole right there. And then you're going to tighten. It's okay if a little bit of metal is sticking out. The important thing is that it's tight in here, so you can't just yank it out if you lightly pull. Then we'll do the same thing with the black wire from this battery pack. You'll notice here that right now I have no batteries in there. That was intentional to make the snipping safer. So I'm going to put that in the middle slot and tighten. And then we're going to connect these two red wires. And you do that by just twisting them together. And then if you have some electrical tape, we'll put that around them. So we'll use a piece of electrical tape right here to hold those together. If you're really trying to strengthen this to hold up to multiple classes across the day, you can't use too much electrical tape, so if you really wanted to, you could also kind of try to electrical tape around there to hold all this stuff in here a little bit tighter. So once we've done that, we can put the batteries back in, and the pump part is ready to go. But we have to hook this pump part up to the rest of the system. So to do that, we will use our easy plug cable, and this one goes into the P5 port right there. And then the soil moisture sensor, as we've done in the past, is going to plug into the P0 port. So there is the sensor setup for this lab. Once we have our sensor setup prepared, including the pump, we need to set up the rest of the station. So just as we did in lesson 3, we'll have dry soil and wet soil. You want that wet soil to be wet, that you're just starting to see some water pull up, but not too wet. The dry soil should be fairly dry, so depending on your climate and how you source the sand, you might want to actually keep that out overnight. So we have wet and dry sand here. And then we are going to have 2 water bowls. One is filled with water. The other starts empty. You can use other containers for these. Does not have to be bowls. However, this is probably the smallest size. These big cereal bowls, probably don't want to go smaller than that. And we're going to hook up the pump to a little piece of tubing, just like that. And then we're going to use a paper clip or anything else to secure it so that the bottom of the pump is mostly hanging in the water, but the top part is sticking out. So however you can get that to stick works. And then we'll put the other end into the water. And then of course our program has to be downloaded to the microbit. When we turn this on, we get the check mark. We push A. And you can actually see that since this was, there we go. Since that was dry, it started pumping right away.